You can find us everywhere in the universe. We're on Twitter at Mercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Outreach Radio Chicago. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Mike Mercado2333. And search for us on SoundCloud at Michael Mercado for all the past shows that you've missed. And on today's show, our very special guest. You can watch him in the main event on UFC Fight Night, Hunt versus Mir, and Brisbane, Australia. He is Frank Mir, and he joins us today on Outreach Radio Chicago. How you doing, Frank?
I'm doing really well, man. Thank you.
You know what? Here's the thing. I know you're doing your media tour right now, and it's a crazy time. You're across the world. And I think one thing that I really got interested in when we get this chance for the interview is you're a great spokesman for the UFC. And one thing we really want to know is what do you think in general about MMA trying to kind of helping out the community in general? Because I live here in the city of Chicago, and one thing that we have a lot of is a lot of time for kids and people in general get in trouble. And you're a shining example of somebody who took the sport, it was in your blood in the beginning, and you made the most out of it. Can you just tell us a little bit about your journey to the UFC and what you think about MMA in the community in general?
Well, I mean, actually, I could probably speak more to what I think about how MMA can help out the community is because, it gives people young people an identity. They have a reason for doing the right things now. They go to practice, they train, they learn about their limitations and who they are, and I think it's a healthy outlet for any kind of aggression or any violent urges that they might have in them. They can, through a hard workout, you kind of work through those issues, and then also it develops a lot of respect because you start learning about where how you to relate with other human beings and the sacrifices it makes to be there in the gym. And so I think it's nothing but upside and a positive thing. And I think that in general people realize that sports, and MMA is just another one of them, increases graduation rates. It increases productivity in school because people have a reason now and an outlet to be more of a productive person in society. And the skills it teaches you socially and how to deal with other people is priceless.
Now, what do you think you've taken the most from the sport beyond, the great success that you've had? Because, you've worked your ass off to get to this point, but have you found something in the sport that you can't really describe that you couldn't get anywhere else in general?
Well, overcoming adversity. Every time people in life, we're going to have obstacles put up in front of us. And as those obstacles hit us, people can always look back and realize that those obstacles, regardless if they failed or they succeeded over them, made them a stronger person they are today. And so instead of waiting for those opportunities in life, and hopefully they come far and few between when you hit them in life, when you go to the gym, every day you're going to run into obstacles. Your own mind, your opponents in front of you, you're going to have bad days, good days, and still you're going to have situations that arise that you have to try to get around or get through, and you can use the techniques of martial arts and how to think about them to try to improve. So you get kind of a accelerated life lessons, whereas somebody might only have, a bad day every couple months, something happens, flat tire on the way to work. How do they deal with that adversity? Where when you go to the gym and you train, you're dealing with adversities every few seconds. When you change partners, you have a new adversity in front of you. And then if you fail, you can be like, oh man, I mentally quit. My lungs got tired. I started looking for a way out. I don't like how that felt. How can I change how I attack that or how I approach that situation? And that causes growth in all aspects of your life.
Frank Mir joins us today on Outreach Radio Chicago. You can catch him this Saturday, March 19th on Fox Sports 1, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. A huge main event with Mark Hunt, Frank Mir, two icons here in our business. All this before UFC, before main eventing, before being a showcase. What's one of your favorite memories about being in this sport and kind of maybe coming up in it? Was it the bonds? Was it the just the hard work that you put in that it paid off? What is it that is almost the satisfying part before you made it, before you became a two-time heavyweight champion? What was it?
I think just getting into the UFC was actually a very pivotal moment in my life to know that, that something I love, martial arts, and that's always a good feeling. And you know what? Fate doesn't always line up for everybody. There are people who love things that don't have an affinity for it. They're not good at it. There are people that absolutely love the game of baseball but could never make it to a college-level baseball player. And here it's something I've always loved is martial arts, and now, for what our sports are, I made it to the top tier, which was the UFC. Mm-hmm. And so to be there amongst the best in the world, just that entry level, especially at such a young age, was a sense of accomplishment.
Awesome. Frank, I know you're crazy busy right now. You're over there in Australia. Can you just tell us a little bit before I let you go, kind of the craziness? I mean, it's one thing when you're fighting in the MGM and you're kind of at home and everything, but you're across the world. You're doing this media tour. You have this big bad dude across the octagon ready to punch you in the face. How's this week ready? Get you guys going. Like, what's in the mindset heading into fight week?
Oh, just one foot in front of the other. I can't, overanalyze anything. Today, social, media obligations, and that's what I have to concentrate and focus on. The weigh-in isn't until Saturday, and I won't focus on that until it's time to focus at the weigh-in. And so that's really, how to deal with most things. It's just, hey, one foot in front of the other. You deal with one situation at a time, and try not to look too far ahead of you, because then you'll trip over what's right in front of you.
A big thank you to Frank Mir. Catch him in the main event, UFC Fight Night from Brisbane, Australia. It is Saturday, March 19th. You can catch it on Fox Sports 1, March 19th, Fox Sports 1 at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Prelims air at Fox Sports 1 at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. for all of you in the West Coast. Again, a big thank you to Frank Mir, and then thank you to all for joining us on this very special edition of Outreach Radio Chicago with Michael Mercado. Follow us everywhere in the universe. We're on Twitter at mmercado2333. Like us on Facebook at Outreach Radio Chicago. We're on YouTube. Subscribe to us at Mike Mercado2333 and find past shows on SoundCloud. Just search Michael Mercado. Thank you to everybody who made this interview possible. Thank you to Frank Mir. Good luck to him this Saturday, March 19th, Fox Sports 1, 10 p.m. Eastern. Frank Mir, Mark Hunt, UFC Fight Night from Brisbane, Australia. And from Chicago, thank you for joining us. I'm Michael Mercado, and we will see you next time. Hey everybody, Mike Mercado here from Outreach Radio Chicago, and I just want to thank you all for all the support you have given us on the brand new show. If someone you know wants to get the word out on a fundraiser, charity, or foundation in your local community, please send us an email at outreachradiochicago@gmail.com or send me one personally at mmercado@newswebradio.net. Or you can tweet me at mmercado2333, and don't forget to like our Facebook page at Outreach Radio Chicago. From right here at the studios, we'll see you next time on Outreach Radio Chicago.